Hello once again, this is BaccaYarro, here with yet another Movecraft update. Okay, so, you may have noticed I've done a lot of these Movecraft update videos recently because I've been adding a whole lot of features to the plugin. And the reason why is because as the Airship Pirates build server becomes more popular, I've seen more and more things that the plugin just has to have for an online server. And I'm wanting to roll out the survival server at some point in the future. And these are things that I just see as being vital to be able to do that. So this will probably be the last one for a little while. I'll get back to doing other types of videos. But let me show you some of the new things that have now been added. So, the first is we now have TNT cannons that will explode on contact, or on impact if you like. So I've turned this turret on this here trident to face that building. Now previously, what would happen is you'd fire a TNT cannon, and it would hit the target, and then the shell would kind of sit there for a while and then explode. And one of the major problems was, if your target had a completely flat side, then the shell would actually slide off and fall into the ocean and not do anything. So this was encouraging people to make very ugly airships with square sides. I didn't like that, and so I made it so that TNT shells can, if enabled in your config.yml with the setting TNTContactExplosives, they will explode on impact. Let me show you. So this building was created for the Airship Pirates series, and in the grand tradition of blowing things up on this server. Alright, so as you saw, the moment the shell hit the side of the building, it immediately exploded. So that's a great improvement. Let me fire this again because, you know, you have to destroy things. We spent hours and hours and hours with a bunch of the guys on the server building this building, so it is with great satisfaction that I will now destroy it. And there goes most of the cafe. We'll give it one more. Wow, some of the shells hit way in the back of this of the design section. Okay, alright, so that's cool. A few more notes on that. It will only explode if it is a direct hit. If it is a glancing blow, which is to say that the shell kind of bounces to the side without stopping entirely, it will not explode. So it has to be a good hit, but it will explode on impact if it is a good hit. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is I've added the ability for Shipwrecks to automatically fade away after a certain amount of time. This is a very important feature to keep your server clean and looking good in spite of all of these battles going on. You can use this in combination with a plugin like Creeper Heal to fix the actual explosions, and this would clean up the shipwrecks. So, we've had this trident shell one of our fine buildings here in Varus, and we're not going to stand for that, so I'm going to move in behind it. Okay, that should do it. I better go. Okay, and down she goes. While that's syncing, I want to show you another command that I've added. This is mostly for troubleshooting purposes, but there is now a command called CraftReport. So you type /CraftReport, and it shows you every active craft. In this case, it's showing me that Trident right there, which is of the type sub-airship. It's being piloted by Video Minion 1. And the size is 3566, and its coordinates are blah blah blah. So you use this for diagnostic purposes. If something's going wrong on the server, you may want to figure out what it is, and that's what you'll use to do it. This is controlled with the movecraft.commands permission. Your users have to have that permission in order to use this command. I do that because if you're a pirate and you're looking for prey, you could abuse that command to easily find them. And you can see it is now starting to fade. So after I've got it set for 30 seconds, after that amount of time, the airship will fade, and you can see that now it is perfectly clean. It's as if the airship was never there. So what we use to control that behavior, the sinking behavior, is the command called FadeWrecksAfter, or it's not a command, I'm sorry, the setting in the config.yml, FadeWrecksAfter. And it's measured in seconds. I have it set to 30. You could set it to a whole hour, which would give people time to go find the shipwreck, maybe plunder some loot from it, that sort of thing. Okay, I have one other thing to show you, and that is that I have attempted to smooth out rubber banding. So what used to be a problem is particularly if you had a lot of lag and you were standing on the front part of a ship. As the ship moved, you would fall off and then be teleported back up. Now, it was generally harmless, but it was very annoying. So I'm going to take command of this rather large ship, and I'm using this because it's so big that it's going to lag up my machine a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to cruise forward, which is north, so cruise north. Actually, I'm going to get right on the edge, right down there. Now, previously, if you were standing here and you were to cruise north like this, you would keep falling off and teleporting back up and falling off and teleporting back up. But let me show you what it does now. Okay, so you'll note I'm not falling, right? And how is that happening? Well, you may also note there's a glass block which is magically appearing underneath my feet. So it sends a fake glass block to the player. It's again, if you saw my last video, you know that I use this for tracers. But it's a fake block, does not exist on the server's side, but it makes your client think that you never fell, which just prevents that annoying graphical image of you falling off of the ship. So this is nice. Oh, hey, look, there's a nice little statue up there. Nice way to make it a little bit more smooth for high lag players so that they don't keep rubber banding off their ships. Now let me turn that off. Okay, now one other thing we should talk about is all of the various fixes, the most important of which I discovered by monitoring the Airship Pirates public build server. After a while, especially after big battles, there would just be some terrible server lag, and it wasn't the internet connection, it was just the processor getting bogged down. I discovered that what was happening is that ships would sink through the ground and continue sinking past the ground. So I've fixed that. That no longer happens. And if you want to monitor that, that's what that CraftReport is going to help you do. So if you're having a lot of lag on your server and you're trying to figure out why it's happening, you don't see anything that should be causing that kind of lag, use the /CraftReport to figure out if Movecraft is doing it. Because maybe it is, and if you discover things happening that shouldn't be happening, let me know. There have been a number of other fixes. Previously, torpedoes didn't work underwater. I've fixed that. It was broken in the last update, but fixed in this update. Another minor thing, you can now disable the spill protection. So in the last update, I made it so that explosions would not destroy blocks that were holding in water. But that is... You can now disable that using the Disable Spill Protection setting in your config.yml. Well, that's about it. Not a whole lot to go through, but I think it's some pretty major changes for server owners, particularly that Fade Shipwrecks setting. So I hope you've found this helpful, and I hope you're able to make your servers even better with these updates. And in the future, I'm going to start getting back to some of the other regular things I used to do on my off weeks, so expect some more different types of videos going forward. Thank you, and goodbye.